I am Lamont at large. Today, I am coming to you from St. Edward's Catholic Church Cemetery here in Richard, Louisiana. I'm here to visit the grave of Charlene Marie Richard, a 12-year-old girl who 2 weeks before her death and even 60 years after her death has provided powers of miraculous healing from the grave. Charlene Marie Richard was born January 13th, 1947, here in Richard, Louisiana. If you ask her family members how they would describe this little girl, well, she loved sports, was a devout Catholic, and was a smart girl, but unordinary, meaning that just an average little girl, nothing that would be out of the ordinary about her or her life at the time. She had asked her grandmother one day, after reading a book about Teresa Lisieux, if she would one day be a saint just like her. And one day, she was telling her mom and dad that she kept seeing a tall woman in black around the house. When she would go outside and play, she was constantly seeing her. And at first, her parents chalked it up to childhood imagination. And yet she kept professing that, no, I actually see this tall woman in black. She just looks at me and then she simply disappears. They were very concerned for her mental well-being. So they took her to Our Lady of Lourdes Hospital down in Lafayette, Louisiana. And they held her for some kind of evaluation, and she had complained that she has some kind of pain in her body. They ran some tests, and they found out that she had acute lymphatic leukemia, a very aggressive form of cancer, and it had spread throughout her body. The doctors had told her parents that she was very sick and she literally had 2 weeks to live. And in those 2 weeks that she stayed in the hospital, people would describe her as being very cheery, praying every day, even 2, 3, 4 times a day. And she would be praying with the other patients at the hospital. She would pray for their illnesses to go away. She would pray for them to receive Jesus into their heart and turn to Catholicism. There was rumor going on in the hospital that people had sworn up and down that when she prayed with them that they were healed from their illness. An unexplained phenomenon was sweeping the hospital, and you would have patients going to Charlene's room to receive prayers and hopefully healing. On August 11th, 1959, Charlene succumbed to the cancer and was buried here in this cemetery. But dozens and dozens and dozens of witnesses will say that the power of her healing abilities did not stop at the grave. Witnesses proclaim that to this very day, from the grave, people have come here to lay hands upon her grave, upon her picture, and have been healed from whatever illnesses have plagued them. There has been talk from the Catholic Church of canonizing her and her becoming a saint. As of right now, she is deemed by the Catholic Church a servant of God, which would be the level below sainthood. Thousands and thousands of people visit her grave every year. As a matter of fact, me walking to the cemetery, about 10 people have already visited her. And as you can see, the grave with the flowers, this is the grave of Charlene Marie Richard. And as you can see, her name is right there and her picture. There is a letter that I read. That letter says that 30 years ago, they had a 20-year-old daughter that was stricken with colon cancer, was so weak she couldn't even walk on her own, unassisted. And they brought her daughter here. And her daughter, unable to barely step out of the truck. We're talking about their daughter who they were planning her funeral. It was that bad. She was going through radiation and chemotherapy and nothing was working, nothing was helping. Her daughter, barely being able to get out of the truck, laid her hand on her picture right here. And her mother said that as soon as her daughter touched it, she seen some kind of light or power emanating from her hand. And all of a sudden, she's seen her daughter's color return to her face. And she says, "Mama, Papa," she goes, "don't worry about me. Everything is going to be okay." And 30 years later, that woman has multiple degrees from LSU. She is a mother of 4 children and has ran over 20 marathons because she came in here and Charlene cured her of her disease. You have people leaving notes right here. Folks, what you are watching before your very eyes is a future saint, in my personal opinion. It is only a matter of time. The question is, how much time will go by before the Catholic Church recognizes that from this grave emanates a power that we know truly nothing about or where it comes from. Is it the power of prayer or simply the power of positive thinking? At the end of the day, nobody knows. Everybody has their own opinion. And you're going to be on the side of the fence on whatever opinion you believe in. It's not every day that you go to a grave of a girl who has, by many accounts and reports, has cured people of cancer and other diseases. What do you think? Is it all hogwash? Or is little Charlene Marie Richard truly in heaven, providing miracles and powers of healing from the grave? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching my vlog. Live but not live, still alive by the grace of God. I am Lamont at large. I always appreciate it when you guys watch my videos. It means a lot to me, more than you ever know. Good day, and God bless.